I just watched a TED Talk video that hit me right in the truth zone. The problem with being too nice at work by social psychologist Tisa West. And trust me, this wasn't a must. This was once a must hear if you have ever find yourself smiling through awakeness at the work. So why nice isn't always helpful? So Tessa opens with a question we can all relate to. Why when we feel most anxious, heart pounding, palm sweaty, do we turn our nicest, more generous self? As someone who studies uncomfortable interactions for over 20 years, she dives deep into the pattern. So what happens when we mask anxiety with nice? In her lab, participants are given to candid feedback, stuff that requires honesty when she noticed. And verbal behavior means that people butter things up with vague compliments. And second thing is non-verbal habits, means they fidget, avoid eye contact, shuffle chairs, classic discomfort signals. And third thing is physiological reactions. It means that heart rate and blood pressure shoot up within 20 seconds of an awkward exchange. So the most ironic part is what these surface level necessities do nothing to delay internal anxiety or anxiety felt by the other person. So why it backfires? Tesla research shows that overly positive negative feedback can actually harm. It comes off as insecure. People sense it. It can be a distress. It doesn't help the recipient grow because it lacks clarity. And she shared how nice but generic feedback can often occurs in the sensitive moments like giving upward feedback to bosses or engaging with ma- marginalized colleagues. That extra layer of anxious niceness actually amplifies the discomfort rather than easing. So, how to actually help instead of just pleasing? This offers a game changing three step strategy to replace the anxious niceness with the honest, helpful feedback. First of all, access the niceness culture. Ask yourself, is there a pressure to be nice? Do people avoid genuine feedback? Nothing this change how you approach conversation. Be specific. Instead of nice job, say I really like you. How you structure that argument. Especially in the second point, or if it's constructive, the presentation was clear, but the chart in slide 3 was hard to read because of the font size specificity in the PowerPoint. So offer alternative, not just negative. It means rather than saying stop doing X, say you could try doing Y instead. That shift the conversation toward the solutions, not just criticism. So why this felt so real? Like what struck me the most is how often I have defaulted to polite feedback when I was unsure or nervous, only to later feel like nothing actually got understood. These reminders feel liberating with the weekend, the kind and honest. It reminded me that real connection at work or elsewhere happens when you are not when you are just polite. Being specific will dress, beg you, nicest doesn't. So that was all that she shares with us, and the message is simple that we don't have to be anytime, every time. We don't have to nice every time. We have to see situation. We have to understand situation. We have to see the world. That what we have to do. That how we can handle it. If it is related to us, if it is easy to understand, if it easy to do, then we can be polite. We have to be polite. But if it is not good and it is there's an injustice with you, so you can't have to be polite. You didn't have to be polite and nice. So, in short, the problem with being too nice of work is really about reclaiming the authenticity, even in the stressful moments. And Tessa West invites us to drop the anxious pleasantries and lean into the honest connection. And I am all in for that. So, this was my today's study studio review. I hope you all like it. See you next time. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and stay curious. Allah Hafiz. And in the end, as always, Pakistan. Zindabad. Take care of you.